Apologies for interrupting your not NFL, your college football Saturday. Jets fans who might be watching, are you watching Indiana? Are you watching Oklahoma? Mateer, Mendoza, the quarterbacks are out there. We know who they are. Some of them are playing later, Ty Simpson. But for this week, for Sunday, the New York Jets, this has just come over the web. Tyrod Taylor ruled out with the knee injury. He's been recurring, dinged up, had it scoped during the offseason or during preseason. Justin Fields is going to be your starting quarterback just a few short days after owner Woody Johnson trashed Fields, saying that he couldn't complete a pass or it'd be good if he could complete a pass. He criticized his quarterback rating. He said any team in the NFL would be having the results the Jets are having if Justin Fields was their quarterback. What is that telling you? That Justin Fields in Woody Johnson's mind is the problem. If he's saying, well, we're 0-7, but anybody with this guy would be 0-7, you're blaming that guy. And listen, we all know there are other reasons, but we should also know there is no reason bigger than Justin Fields for this Jets current situation. Now, I'm not saying every week he's been the problem, but there have been some close games where if he makes some plays, they maybe pull out some wins. You gave up 13 points 2 weeks in a row. You lost both of them. That's not on the quarterback. The protection is there. The open receivers are there. Justin Fields, but I will say this. If you are Justin Fields, and Fields said this prior to last week's game, said it was time to open things up, time to throw the ball down the field a little bit more. If you're Justin Fields, and this Sunday against the Bengals, you don't air it out and just let it rip, I have to kind of question whether or not you want to be playing. This is your last opportunity. There was a very good chance you were going to be on the bench this week and possibly never take another snap as a Jet. Now you get a second lifeline. Justin Fields right now, among all starting NFL quarterbacks, has the fewest pass attempts of over 20 yards. He's got 9 of them. He said last week, it's time to start airing it out. He threw it down the field once. I don't know what the problem is. It is mind-boggling. If you look at Justin Fields just a couple of years ago, I mean, forget college. As a pro, a couple of years ago, Justin Fields let it rip. Threw the ball down the field consistently. Now, it's either check it down or hold on and wait for the sack. That's his entire repertoire right now. Something's got to change, Justin Fields. Throw the ball down the field. You got Arian Smith. Yes, Garrett Wilson's out. But my God, you can't keep throwing the ball. You can't keep the ball within 10, 15 yards of the line of scrimmage consistently and never hit on a deep ball and expect defenses to respect what you're doing. How is Breece Hall going to get any running room? Defenses have zero incentive to back off a little. Tanner Engstrand, don't give him the choice. Send everybody down the field. And listen, there are times you're doing that. He just holds on and gets sacked. So I understand there's limitations. There's only so much you can do even as a coordinator. Also, as Mike just said in the chat, Brady Cook can't be that bad. Be ready, Brady Cook, because Sauce Gardner's out too. So you're about to take on Jamar Chase and T. Higgins down a corner. You're going with Azariah Thomas, who I praised last week, said he's done good things when he's in the very few opportunities he's had. But what can you realistically expect from this Jets defense without Sauce Gardner when you're facing those two guys? And spare me the Sauce hate. Look at the numbers. The guy is still a top corner in the league. Gave up 0 catches last week. Has he had a couple of flags? Yes. That does not eliminate the fact that you're a damn good corner. And Sauce is still one of the best. But now you're without him. So Brady Cook, be ready. Because I'm expecting a big lead for the Bengals. I'm expecting them to pin their ears back and get after Justin Fields. Probably from some point mid-late second quarter. By then, things will be out of hand. And they'll just be coming after Justin all day long. Justin, who was concussed a few weeks back. So my sneaking suspicion this game is that Brady Cook is going to see his first NFL action. And I don't look. I don't think it's going to go well for anyone. I just think this Bengals defense is going to be playing with a huge lead. It's going to be a lot of obvious passing situations, and it's going to get ugly. And I hope. Look, I hope I'm wrong. I hope that listen. What's going to happen? And here's why the Jets aren't going to go winless this year. I'm not saying they're going to win Sunday. But look, maybe this is what they do this Sunday. They're going. We just saw them have a couple of games where they gave up 13. The defense is coming around. When Sauce is in the lineup, when guys are back, when you get Quincy back, when you get Sauce back, you're going to have some games where you shut teams down. And the Jets at some point are going to have to say, again, first of all, don't underestimate how much that'll motivate a player. Like if you're 1-10, you're going to, whatever. You're 0-10, 0-11, and you start creeping up on NFL history, you have a chance to be one of the few teams ever to not win a game. That will motivate some dudes. Like you don't want that on your resume. First guy on the roster, 53rd guy, 16th guy in the practice squad, whatever. Nobody wants that on their resume. So at some point this year, the defense is going to ball out. The O-line is going to show up. You're probably going to be talking about Tyrod being under center and having himself a decent game. And the Jets are just going to run the ball all day. It's going to be similar to the, let's call it the Drake May game that Drake May didn't play in, but you beat the Patriots and you handed them Drake May. Because you wanted to beat Bill Belichick in his final game. So what did you do? You said, we stink, they stink, let's give it to Brees 35 times. And there will be a game like that at some point this year where the Jets are in it, it's close, the quarterback play is decent, and they'll just run it all day. Defense will do their job. So they're not going winless. I don't know when it's going to happen. Would love for it to be this week. Would love for them to be a decent team, really. And the other factor this week, too, Joe Flacco, I know he played lights out last week, might do the same this week. But Joe Flacco, listen, maybe it's my imagination, but I feel like every time I watch that guy play football, I see 4 or 5 dropped interceptions. It's like that dude has a skill that no one else possesses. I bet his interception drop rate is the best in the league. I know that's not tracked. I don't know how they track everything, but listen, Flacco throws a ton of bad balls. So I could see this being a game where the Jets get a pick, maybe 2. And maybe that keeps them in it a little bit. But the bottom line here is that you are without Sauce Gardner, you are without Garrett Wilson, and Justin Fields is getting a start a few days after getting bodied by the owner publicly. And he's got to air it out. I remember, this game always stands out to me. I don't know why. I've said in the past, right? I used to live in the Tampa area. I watched a ton of Bucs games. Yes, from New York, moved all over the place. Oh, Jets have always been my favorite team. But when you live in a local market, like I watched a lot of Broncos when I was stationed in Denver because they're on TV all the time. I watched a lot of Bucs when I lived in south of Tampa. And I was there during the Trent Dilfer years, and he was bad. And they got to the point where he got benched. And then I think it was a similar thing. I think that like they announced he was getting benched, and they were going to the backup, and the backup got hurt. Dilfer gets the start, and it might have been the best game he ever played as a Buck. I mean, he literally went out there and said, well, I got nothing to lose. I'm QB2 now. And he just started letting it rip, throwing the ball deep shot after deep shot after deep shot. And you're watching the game thinking, if he would have done this all the time, like he might not have lost his job. And look, I understand it's not like he went on to have a great career after that. But watching a guy who understood this is house money today. Justin Fields is playing with house money now. He should be on the bench. We only Aaron Glenn and Woody Johnson know for sure what was going to happen Sunday if Tyrod Taylor was healthy. But the owner just came out and dragged this guy publicly in the media. I would imagine he was heading to the bench. But now he's not. Justin Fields is dinged up. Brady Cook will be QB2. So he better be ready because the Bengals defense is going to be getting after it. And I'll tell you what, there were some people who talked about Justin Fields and his interaction with the media this week saying, and I don't want to make it a religious thing because I don't do religion and I don't care what people do with their religion. But Fields saying, win or lose, I'm happy because I've got religion, so I'm good. And there were some people that didn't really care for that. And some people said, yeah, no big deal. But he's a guy, if you watch Flight 29, watch the Flight 29 podcast, blah, blah, Rami Lavi. Rami Lavi talked about it. Not so much that aspect, but you don't see a lot of fire in Justin Fields. You don't see a guy, and I get everyone's temperament is different. You know, the example we always just read, Eli Manning, like he wasn't a guy that fired anyone up. But when you're losing and losing and losing and losing, and your job is on the line, and you would have been on the bench anyway, get up for this. Get up for it, get fired up, take some deep shots, give your offensive players, good, bad, or otherwise. Oh, but it's Allen Lazard. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if it's Greg Salas. Throw the ball down the field. Give someone a chance to do something. You haven't scored a touchdown in 2 weeks. Justin Fields has averaged, I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. I said it after he got pulled the other day. In case you missed it, in case you don't understand just how bad this offense has been, over his past 6 quarters of NFL football, Justin Fields has thrown for a net 6 yards per quarter. In 2025, dudes complete one pass that goes for more yards than Justin Fields throws for in a game and a half. This is why I talked about Brady Cook the other day. When I said start him. Listen, could Brady Cook be worse? Sure, I guess he could throw 4 pick sixes and throw for 6 yards a quarter. That would be worse. Okay. Would that matter? 6 yards a quarter, you're losing either way. Go with the kid and let him develop, see if he can show you something. Now, look, I know that's not going to happen this week, but that's my point is that right now, Justin Fields is historically bad. 2 weeks without a touchdown, 6 quarters of 6 yards per pass. We've never seen that. So now he has a shot. A few people here in the chat saying, that's enough of Fields, let's go with Cook. Look, I'd have no problem with it. But maybe, and let's be fair here, maybe Cook has been bad enough in practice that the coaches know, well, if we go to this kid, we're going to lose the locker room that much quicker. Because we all know he's not good enough. Now, again, my counter would be, can you be worse than Justin Fields right now? If Cook can't make a read and he's getting picked off constantly, all right, I guess I get it. But my God, you can't be a lot worse than Justin Fields is right now. I can't remember being worse than this under any quarterback, ever. It's unbelievable, folks. It's unreal what this team is doing right now. But the bottom line for the New York Jets is that this Sunday, Justin Fields gets a lifeline, a second chance at being the starting quarterback for this team. You want to see a little passion, you want to see a little bit of get after it, and some aggressiveness. I pulled up the numbers. Let me share them with you right here. And these are the type of numbers that PFF is useful for. Went to PFF, went to deep passing, sorted it. I knew Justin Fields last time I looked last week, he had 8 attempts, and I was sure he only had 1 more this week. So I put 5, minimum 5 deep shots this year. Justin Fields has attempted 9. 9 passes of over 20 yards this season for Justin Fields. The only other quarterback, there is no other quarterback. Justin Fields is the only quarterback in the NFL right now with single-digit deep shots who has started more than 3 games. Even Tyrod Taylor has played in 3 games. He's got 10 deep shots. Remember, 2 of them were in relief. In fact, Tyrod Taylor, 14% of his passes are deep shots. Justin Fields, 6.7. 9 deep shots on 135 attempts. J.J. McCarthy has the least with 6. He's got 2 starts. Brock Purdy, same as Fields. He's got 9. He's got 2 starts. Marcus Mariota, 3 starts. He's got 9. So there is nobody else. The next quarterback you get to, actually, no, there are none. As I said, Justin Fields is the only quarterback in the NFL who has single-digit pass attempts of 20 yards or more, who has started more than 2 games. Sorry, 3 games. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, folks. And look, I don't know if it's this, even if it's the scheme, even if it's the play calls. We've seen Justin Fields make changes at the line. He's got to get after it. And it's tough because he's not like some of these quarterbacks that you hear after a game who you think, oh, he's cocky, he's all about himself, he doesn't care about, even though, again, the lack of passion, or lack of, at least the appearance of the lack of passion. But he's not a bad dude. You don't look at him and think, you know what, this guy's hard to root for. Like, he's hard not to root for. And it's not just that he's a Jet. He comes across as a good human. I say all the time, man, I root for good people. I've gotten into it over the years with fans when I'm like, oh, don't sign this free agent. He's a douche. This guy beats up his girlfriend. This guy, whatever. Oh, they're not choir boys. Yeah, could you also not be a felon? Like, no one's setting the bar at choir boy. Could we not go out and sign dudes who are breaking the law in the offseason? And Fields is just a likable guy. He's not someone you look at and go, oh, man, it's tough wanting this guy to do well. And look, some people don't care. Some people are like nihilists who just like, let's sign everyone who, let's sign arsonists. But look, people are nuts, right? Let's see. Hop in the chat real quick. Jets fans are subsidizing Crystal Palace. Would you believe that's my father-in-law's? That's the team he supports, the soccer football team over here in England. I laughed. I was like, oh my God, I got to deal with Woody Johnson ruining my team, and now my father-in-law's got him buying his team. Let's see. Unfortunately, we don't have John Lynch, Derek Brooks, Warren. Man, that defense was so good. That Bucs defense, I say all the time, man. If Tony Dungy didn't try to win every game to 9-6, that Bucs team would have won 3 Super Bowls. That defense they were like a hair behind that Ravens defense of 2000. That Bucs defense was amazing. Let's see. Better be the last time we see this guy. Won't watch anymore. It's tough, man, says Harold. This is tough to watch. Look, dude, 6 yards passing per game and no touchdowns. That ain't easy to sit through. Not easy to sit through at all. I'm looking around at the scores here. Any big updates? Let's see. What do we got? I put on Auburn, Arkansas, because I like Taylon Green. Want to watch him a little bit. Oh, and another sack, ladies and gentlemen. Unless this is a replay from earlier, because I wasn't watching live. Yep, I think this is live. Marvin Jones Jr. How about a shout out Shade Tree's kid? I think he just got his 2nd sack of the day. I'm sure he did. Good job. Let's see. Let's get that dude. I wanted R.J. Mickens last year. I want Marvin Jones Jr. this year. Give me the kids of the guys I grew up watching. Not like I don't feel old enough already. Yeah, good for him though. He played a little bit of Georgia, a little bit of FSU. Now he's with Oklahoma. A couple sacks today. Congrats to Marvin Jones Jr. Real quick, if you want the Jets, would you take a wide receiver? Oh, if you were the Jets, would you take a wide receiver? And then if a QB slips down, trade up. Listen, I get it, but it has to be a quarterback. You have a 15-year playoff drought and no quarterback. You don't have a choice. Unless a free agent hits the market, unless, let's say Arizona says we've had enough of Kyler Murray, and I'm not a huge Kyler Murray fan. I'm thinking of this from Aaron Glenn's perspective of how much he values running quarterbacks. And Kyler Murray is at least better than Justin Fields. It would be an upgrade. But yeah, barring the signing of a free agent or trading for a quarterback, which I don't see, you have to draft a quarterback. You have to. Now, look, if you're picking first, and look, we still got the college football playoffs and guys are going to emerge and we're going to see stock go up and stock go down. If the Jets go into this and feel like, you know what, there's 3 guys in this class who we really, really like, we're picking first and someone wants us to move to third and we can still get a quarterback and then okay, fine, maybe. But just straight up go receiver first and quarterback later, you can't do it. Can't do it at all. Let's see. WL Graves says Fields may have a career day and blow everyone's minds. Hey, and he might go 30 for 30. Not like an ESPN reference there though, but anything can happen. The likelihood of it, I would say, is low, especially with Garrett Wilson out. That really hurts. But yeah, let's see. Wild Wave in the chat. How we doing, Wild Wave? Good to see you. Knicks are off to a hot start, says Island Empire. The last basketball game I watched and cared about was the Patrick Ewing finger roll against the Pacers. I was Yankees, Jets, Knicks, Rangers as a kid growing up. Loved all of them. Watched all of them. MSG Network had it all. And then I moved so many damn times, it became kind of lost interest in hockey and basketball. Lost interest with baseball when it went downhill. It stopped being baseball. It's like home run derby. Nobody bunts, nobody steals. You don't hit and run. Like all the fun parts of baseball went away, and they were just like, let's just swing for the fences. And I was like, that didn't appeal to me. Plus, the game started at 1 a.m. over here. So baseball, although I will say, look, you see this behind me, right? All football stuff, right? All football, except up against the Namath book there, you see the Don Mattingly baseball card. My first favorite athlete as a kid, loved Donnie baseball. And if the Blue Jays are in position to win the World Series, if they get to 3 wins, I'll watch every game after that. I would like nothing more than to watch Don Mattingly celebrate a World Series victory. Felt terrible in the Yankees. I really hope that 96 season that they would bring him back as even like a pinch hitter defensive guy, late inning defensive guy at first base. But just didn't happen. And then, of course, they win the World Series, which really stuck. Dude hit 411 in the playoffs the year before against the Mariners. Looked like the Mattingly of old, driving the ball to the opposite field. Loved it. Loved baseball. Loved Mattingly. But it's all trash now. Island Empire, good for you and your Knicks. I mean, you talk about a franchise that seemed hopeless that they would never turn it around. There's the Knicks, and that's kind of where the Jets are right now. Jimmy says Kirk Cousins will be available this offseason. He will, but there's a reason for that. Yeah. Have you seen the quarterback from North Texas go for 600? I saw the headline. I actually talked to someone about him the other day. I haven't watched that game yet, though. I will be watching it. I was literally scrolling. I think 608 he threw for, if I'm not mistaken. And we may have another touchdown in this Arkansas. Oh, did they get the stop? Arkansas up 13-10 on Auburn. I got a few different games going here, but I had to hop on. To talk about the Justin Fields thing. He's going to be starting. Sorry, these last 5 or 6 minutes I've kind of gone off the topic. But hey, it's fun. I've actually thought about just logging in on a Saturday and sitting here and talking to you guys. Just let's watch college football together because why the hell not? I live in England. No one here watches football. Well, nobody I know watches football, American football as they call it, and certainly nobody watching college football. I want to check out that Kansas State game. I got to rely on YouTube because they don't televise any of the games over here. So I'm at the mercy of YouTube. Whatever someone is casting, I can watch. And Jalen Daniels and Avery Johnson, love those guys. Really like those quarterbacks. Johnson, obviously the much bigger guy, but they both run well. They both throw a good ball. Jalen Daniels has been in college for a million years now. But I think he's got like 18 touchdowns and 2 picks this year. He doesn't turn it over. Avery Johnson got off to a slow start, but really looked like he's picked it up. A couple weeks ago, was it against Baylor, I think? Baylor or Oregon, I forget. He absolutely lit it up, had his best game of the year, and looked like the Avery Johnson I expected him to be. So, yeah, might just hop on a Saturday and talk college with you guys. Let's see. Rich says, I guess they're letting it ride with Justin, but I would give the third stringer a chance. Well, yeah, and that's the thing is, if Tyrod Taylor is hurt, it's kind of that decision is being made for Aaron Glenn. And I think that, and look, and don't anyone say, oh, he's wishing an injury on Justin Fields. I don't want anybody to get hurt. I'm just saying there was a concussion earlier this year, and I'm expecting this Jets team to be down big early and for Cincinnati to just get after it. And you're talking about a quarterback whose strong suit is not getting rid of the football. So if Fields holds on to the ball for as long as he has been, I think it's going to be a big day for the Bengals defense. And if Fields feels a little bit woozy, then you go to Brady Cook and see how things go from there. But really, I mean, for anyone, any rookie, any backup coming in down big on the road, not a good spot to be in. So I wouldn't expect a whole lot. But get the kid some reps. Get the kid some reps. I'm gonna get back to watching some college football. Just wanted to hop on, talk about the Justin Fields thing, and we will catch you later, Jets fans. Have a good one.